A clinical performance by the Indian team saw them take a 1-0 lead in the T20 series. We are going to talk about it here at Timeout Sports Adda. Hello,
Okay.
Arun.
You're still calling it the Indian team. It's still not India A or India B for you, is it?
Absolutely not. I mean, for me, when these boys come and make their debuts, like how Prithvi did yesterday, or somebody else did, like I mean, there are a lot of people who are making their debut. They get that number, that unique number that is associated with being an Indian cricketer. I mean, nobody can take that away, can they? How many people? There are hardly 200, 300 people who get to use that number, have that brilliant cap, that blue color cap, and like have your family watching, get that opportunity, walk in the same steps that a Sachin has, a Gavaskar has, a Kapil Dev has. So it's a special one.
Let's call Arjuna Ranatuma after this call and tell him, look, explain to him exactly what you've told me. It's that cap, it's that number, it's that India jersey. So it is the Indian team. Yes, I was kidding, but good to see India play the way they did.
Absolute beautiful win. I mean, if I'm a T20 coach, Arun, this is the kind of win I would cherish, where everything that most things that you want come into order, perfect. The opener gets runs, your number 4 gets runs, your number 3 gets some breezy runs, and then your bowlers come and perform the way that they did. Most of them, absolutely. Your most experienced bowler nails in the death bowling. The guy who's won you a match bowls very well, gets you 2 wickets in an over. Can't ask for more.
Yeah, I'm happy because a couple of the things we called in the pre-show, in the preview of the game, actually came good. We called the Premedasa Stadium home for the Indian team. It actually looked like, it looked like India with a home team. They won convincingly. We spoke about Hasaranga. Hasaranga came good as well. Yeah, we spoke about Shikhar Dhawan. I mean, we'll refer back to all this, but I'm glad that, I like the way the contest panned out. Having said that, I also think that the difference between the two teams was vast. We mentioned this as well. Just too good. India was too good.
Very, very true, Arun. I mean, while we go and see the scorecard, one thing when I was watching the game, Arun, just the number of sixes that are being hit during when we see the Indian T20 League and when we are seeing now, we could just hear the commentators who are talking about the length of the ground. So that is one aspect we'll talk about later. But here's the scorecard. So like we mentioned, most of the key Indian players got their contributions right yesterday. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, very impressive.
He was. But I'm going to come back quickly to the first name on that card. Surya Kumar Yadav cannot do a thing wrong now. I am so happy for him. Surya Kumar Yadav just looks like he's part of... I mean, it looks like international cricket is no different to IPL or Vijay Hazare or whatever. He just seems to belong now.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a welcome change for everybody. Arun, I've read about him in Mumbai cricket for a while. There was a point of time when I was like closely working with his social media team also, and at that time he was just in the pecking order to make his mark in the Indian team. I mean, he wasn't picked then, and he was just getting frustrated, I guess, because he wasn't getting a chance. But when I see him walk out to bat, when I see him face the bowling, I see no fear in his eyes. I see no fear in the way that he goes about batting. And that is the kind of zone where I can relate to him with only one Indian cricketer, that is the Indian captain, who doesn't seem to fear losing his wicket whenever he goes on to bat. And I think that is the zone that Surya is batting in currently.
I was able to connect with one other name when you spoke about fearless batting. Just as we spoke about that, I mean, call it ridiculous comparison, but that swagger, that presence at the crease, for some reason reminded me of the king, Sir Viv. I mean, he doesn't chew gum, Surya doesn't chew gum, but he just doesn't feel overawed by international cricket stage. And he goes about his batting so nicely. The aggression's there. I mean, in his body language, it's there. Though it might not rub you the wrong way like Sir Viv did, Surya's aggression is there for everybody to see. I'm so happy.
Absolutely spot on, and we can go on and on and talking about him, and we'll just want to reserve that for the future performances that he does also. But kudos to two leg spinners who bowled well yesterday, Arun. Yuzvendra Chahal and Hasaranga. Both of them made their mark, did not allow the opposition to get away for easy runs. It's so nice to see leg spinners bowling, isn't it?
Chahal's a proven commodity. Yes, his stocks haven't been great recently, but he's coming good again. He seems to have worked on it, and the conditions are there for him. So Chahal's there again. Panindo Hasaranga, my favorite. I tweeted about it yesterday. He's not played too much, but he's just such a lovable character. There's something happening when he's around. When you give him the ball, you toss him the ball, you can expect something to happen.
Yeah, he's getting into the
beautiful yesterday.
Rashid Khan kind of space. When his team needs him to come, he comes on to bowl. He comes on fields. He comes on and bats. So he's becoming that central cog, maybe how Rashid Khan is for the Afghanistan.
You're almost expecting that something will happen now. When Hasaranga has got the ball, you're thinking, to the extent that in the third ODI, if I remember correctly, we were talking about it. We were saying we've got to see out his over. He's only a leg spinner. I say only a leg spinner with all the respect. It's not like a 150 kilometers per hour, quick bowler. It's a leg spinner.
Yeah.
It's almost like people want to play him out. That's the kind of reputation he's built for himself.
Absolutely. Also encouraging signs from the Sri Lankan middle order batsmen. I mean, very impressive to see the kind of attack that their middle order batsmen tried to do by hitting those sixes. Very, very impressive.
Asalanka you're referring to, Charit Asalanka.
Absolutely. Charit Asalanka, very impressive. I mean, he reminded the olden Sri Lankan batsmen, like a Jayasuriya, Sangakkara, where they used to hit sixes, they could clear the field, they were invoking fear in the bowlers. So for a small period of time, this batsman Asalanka he managed to do that yesterday.
Couple of important things you mentioned there. One is he managed to invoke that fear for a small period of time.
Yeah.
That should have been for another 3 overs or so. But he was able to hit those sixes. 44 of 26 with it. If I look at 44 of 26, 3 fours, 3 sixes. Yeah, he's again, like we mentioned, he's going to put his arm and say, "Count me in for that World Cup."
Impressive. I hope they can find some good batsmen.
Two other players, Akhil, I want to come back to you quickly. One is Shikhar Dhawan. We spoke about him before the match. Not counted among India's T20 regulars, but yet again he knew his role. He did the job. Yes, again people look at the scorecard and say, 46 of 36, not the greatest strike rate, but hey, what mattered were the runs, and the runs resulted in win like we saw yesterday.
Again, I mean, we spoke about that stat. You're right. I mean, he did his job yesterday, and this wasn't like a 240 track. So going at a strike rate of say 150 might not have been possible so easily. But he did his job. He accelerated. He threw his wicket away in the end when the team needed to really go ahead and score runs. When he could have easily got a 60-70 not out. So he clearly looks like a team player and somebody who thinks, obviously now with the captaincy, I'm sure that is something where it's an honor for him also coming at this stage of his career. So I'm glad. Shikhar is a very, very nice guy, and I hope success keeps coming to him.
There's a life lesson to be learned from Shikhar as well. There was a time when Shikhar actually said, I don't care about anything that's going to happen around me. Whether I play for India, I don't play for India, I get picked, I don't get picked, I don't care. I think that change has kind of liberated him. He's now coming and enjoying his cricket. Even if somebody tells him your India T20 career is over tomorrow, he will not care about it. He will not crib about it. And that's a lesson to be learned. Live your life for today. Absolutely love that guy.
Spot on. So we've spoken about the first T20, Arun. Before we wrap up, what are your thoughts about the second T20? Who are you calling to win the game? What do you think Sri Lanka can do to come back?
I don't think Sri Lanka can do much. They've got to lift themselves, and realistically, they probably have to lift the game and perform at 150% of what they did in the first T20. That's too much to expect. One player can do it, but I don't think 6-7 of them can do it at the same time. So I'm still saying 2-0 India when the T20 is played. From the Indian perspective, I don't know what's happening because we're reading all these reports that Prithvi Shaw and Surya could leave for England, unconfirmed at this stage. But if that happens, we don't know how that will impact the team. I mean, that means if Prithvi leaves, that means Devdutt Padikkal could probably walk in. I'm not complaining about that, but we don't know what the Indian team is going to do yet.
Yes, Padikkal for Shaw will be it's an exciting change. It's not like the impact of the strike rate will be impacted too much. So it's an app for app change. He's equally a good player. So yes, so we'll look forward to that, and we'll come back again after the second T20 here at Time Out with Sports Adda.